Hey guys, so we're going to work on internal rotation of our hip. This is a regressed version. I actually really like it. If anybody gets any pinching in the front of their hip, this works really well to release that and not cause any pinching while you're trying to get some of that internal rotation. So internal rotation is your knee coming inwards. So if I was doing my internal rotation of my hip, this is external, so my knee is going out or foot coming in, and internal is the other way, so going the other way. And so we're gonna work on trying to gain more internal rotation using pails and rails in this setup. This is a kneeling version, so if you have issues with your knees, you can pop something underneath your knee, and that works quite well, so like a towel or a pillow or something like that. Otherwise, as long as you can get into the position, this one's a go, okay? So we're gonna test this out. What I want you guys to do is you're gonna have one leg up. So I'm gonna have one leg 90 degrees and one leg here. I'm using a wall. So my foot is against the wall and my leg, this back leg, which is the one I'm gonna work on, is around 30 degrees from the wall. So I'm 30 degrees out from the wall. So if we get the wall, 30 degrees out, that's where we're sitting. So my foot is touching the wall and I'm here in this straight leg here, so we're not creating that pinching that happens sometimes in the internal rotation 90-90. And that one's just a little bit more progressed. So if 90-90 internal rotation is too hard for you, then try this one, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna walk myself around, staying in a little bit of hip extension, but staying nice and tall. I'm gonna rotate my torso towards this back leg till I feel stretched through this entire back hip joint here. So I'm actually feeling it in and around the outside, in and around a little bit into the buttock here. And so you can use something, you can grab a pole, you can create tension, use your hands on the wall, grab a chair, whatever you need to stabilize yourself, right? Like I said, if you need to, pop something underneath your knee. We're gonna hold this passive stretch here. You're trying to torque yourself. The wall blocks you from moving, so then all the rotation happens at the hip. And you're gonna hold that for 2 full minutes, right? After we've done our 2 full minutes, we're gonna do a pails and a rails, or contracting the tissue we're stretching and the tissue we're shortening. So the tissue that's currently on stretch is all this tissue on the underside, so we're gonna, on the inside. So we're gonna push our leg, foot into the wall. First, what you're gonna do is you're gonna keep yourself in your end range where you are. We're gonna solidify, you're gonna take a breath in, trap the air in that lower abdomen, and start to drive your foot into the wall. Ramping this up 20, 40, 60, 80 to your greatest effort. I do not want you to unwind from that. I want you to stay right at end range, driving everything you got into the wall. And I say max, I mean max. So every possible tension you can into the wall, hold that for 10, 15 seconds. If you can hold it longer than that, you're not going max, because you will only be able to go for about 10 seconds at max. Then we're gonna do our rails. So our second contraction, staying again at this end range. I don't want you to unwind and come out of it. Stay where you are. Feel that stretch through there. Is you're gonna try and lift your foot away from the wall. Knee pinned, and really it's just engaging all this tissue on the outside, and we're trying to pull it away. Again, going right into that max effort, stopping yourself from coming out of it. Keep your body where it is and try and lift off from the wall. Hold again for max effort, 15 seconds, and relax. Now, once you've done a full set, you can go to find new range. So I always tell people, after 2 minutes of passive stretching and your pails and your rails, always at least do one more, because you open up about 10 or 15 degrees of range. How you really want to just use that, right? So I'm going to actually both rotate a bit more, but also I'm going to extend. So I can extend, so I can push my hips forward slightly and rotate a bit more, and I can really feel that. If it's too much to go forward, literally stay where you are and just rotate and torque around, or if you're just wanting to work that rotation. So that's a pails and rails setup for internal rotation, an alternative to 90-90. Pre and post, the best thing to do is hip cars. Check on my channel, there's hip cars there, sideline hip cars. Do a few reps of that, upload that information after you've done the pails and rails to your brain. See you again soon.